What's up, fellas? Lady fellas? Welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today, I'm doing a fun, discussion video about Fire Fists and kind of the support I hope they get out of this new stuff. If you didn't hear, if you've been living under a rock, it's per usual, nerds. We have an announcement for 10 brand new Fire Fist cards that we don't already have in the TCG. At least, I believe it's specific to the TCG. We'll get there. So real quick before we go over what I want to see out of the new support, I want to go over what we kind of have confirmed out of those 10 cards. So far we essentially have two Link monsters, I think, confirmed, because they literally described the effect of the one we already have from Link Frames Pack 1, or Link Frames Pack 2 coming, Fire Fist Eagle. And then they hinted at another Link monster, Fire Fist related, that lets us steal our opponent's monsters. So hopefully that is just a new Link monster. It probably has to be a Link 3 or a Link 4, because you can't be printing Link 2s that can steal monsters. That's too powerful an effect for a Link 2, for that little of payoff, or that high of payoff for that little of resources going into it. So I'm assuming it's a Link 3 or Link 4. We have confirmation on a ritual monster, so I'm assuming we're at least getting a ritual and a ritual spell. So there's probably 2 cards there, and then we have 6 kind of unknown cards. They do hint at new fire formation cards, and I think other than that, everything else is up in the air. So we don't know how many fire formation cards, how many Fire Fist monsters we're getting, or what, but that's at least what we know so far. So today I want to do a little video talking about what I specifically hope we get from the support to really help Fire Fist with some of the things they're lacking to be able to compete at a higher level in today's game, because I truly believe if they get the right kind of support here, they will be a legitimate threat. I don't know about tier 1, that's a stretch. I mean, it's always a stretch for something to get support to jump all the way up to tier 1, but maybe tier 2, tier 2.5, possible YCS toppers, easily regional toppers, stuff like that. So that's what I want to see. I just want to see competitive. It doesn't have to be great. It doesn't have to be tier 1, tier 0. Just want to see something that can compete on that higher level. So the first thing I want to talk about is the trap cards. So, did I get rid of that? Oh, I did get rid of that. It's fine. So I already have all my Fire Fist support. The reason I'm talking about this today is because I love Fire Fist. Even before I was even knew much about archetypes or competitive scene at all, I was gravitated to Fire Fist and Fire Formations. I thought they were super cool. They looked awesome. They worked in a cool way. You got easy beat sticks. Like if you set up enough Fire Formations, your whole board is just going to be over 2,000 attack point monsters, and you can just go in on the battle phase. So the first thing I want to see here is a trap card. Disruptive trap cards. They have 4 or 5 trap cards. They're all terrible. One of them gives your monsters a 700 attack boost until the end of the turn. One of them, makes one of your monsters unaffected by card effects, but its effects are negated. All right, with the updates, computer. Cheese and rice. All right. The other one makes one of your fire, a Beast Warrior, unaffected by card effects, but also its effects are negated to the end of the turn, which is okay, protection, but it's a trap, so it's it's not even on your own turn. You start firing it off, and then you just activate it immediately to protect it. No, because you're still susceptible to disruption, because you have to wait till the next turn to activate it, and it's just not worth. So what I want to see here is legitimate disruptive trap cards. You've got all these trap cards, but they don't do anything to your opponent. The deck doesn't do anything to your opponent. Literally, there's not a single card in the deck that has a quick effect to disrupt your opponent on their turn, and that's what you really need here. You have a lot of cards that allow you to search fire formation spells and traps super easy. So I think we're just looking for 1 or 2 trap cards that do something. And it can be a Fiendish Chain. Literally can have the exact same text as Fiendish Chain, except say all Beast Warrior monsters you control gain 300 attack. Because that's what all the traps say. They have that residual effect as continuous traps that give 300 attack to all Beast Warriors you control. That's another thing, is that I just want at least 1 usable trap card, so that when I do play it, sometimes that 300 comes up immensely. Sometimes you're only able to get a Tensu and a Tenki on board, which is only 200 boost to all your Fire Fist monsters, not even getting most of them over 2,000 attack. So just the addition of one trap card that can be usable gives you that 300 and allows almost all of your monsters in the main deck to break that 2,000 attack point threshold, which can be huge, especially against a lot of the decks in our meta right now. You look at Trick Stars. Without Corbane, they can't get over that. Without Salamangrates, they have to go to great length. They have to extend a little bit more and get a little more risky with their plays to be able to add monsters that are bigger like that. It's just stuff like that. So there's a couple decks. Strikers can struggle to deal with bigger monsters. Not as much. They do have a lot of cards that can remove, but if you put up multiple, you put up 3, 4, strikers can actually legitimately struggle against that kind of board, just because you just have so much coming at them. So I want to see one. If one's literally Fiendish Chain, I know Fiendish Chain is super power creep, but look at Fogblade. Fogblade is literally like one of the most staple trap cards in our meta, maybe the most staple trap card in our meta right now. And it's essentially the same thing as Fiendish Chain, except you can't attack the monster either, but you can attack the monster of Fiendish Chain. It does have the extending ability in Grave, but that'd be a plus we wouldn't complain about. So yeah, I just want to see 1 or 2 trap cards. One can be a weird little floodgate. One can be, I don't want it too powerful. It can't be too powerful. Not searchable in archetype floodgate that's that strong. It just can't. But maybe 1 monster negate and 1 okay floodgate. 1 something that you can play as a 1 of, and just you search it if you need it. You search it if it's good in the matchup, and you side it out if it's not. So it won't really come up that much, like clogging you and stuff. So the trap cards definitely got to change. Next, I want to talk about removal. I don't think this is the biggest weakness, but as far as like the spells go, it's literally Tenki and Tensu, and the other ones are like meh. Gyoku is okay in the right matchup. Maybe that's a side deck card you side in for back row decks just to try and erase a back row, or just start locking down your opponent's back row so that you're just playing through for free. But yeah, Yoko is the monster removal, but it's an inherent -1, so it's like really bad. You have to discard a Beast Warrior monster, and use this card just to destroy, target and destroy 1 face-up card your opponent controls. It's a 2 for 1, sorry, and it's just not worth in the end. So maybe if they came up with like a slightly better removal spell, that would be cool. I mean, we already have removal via the monsters you play in your deck. You have Bear, Gorilla, you have like Cardinal and Tiger King in the extra deck, stuff that really helps you remove stuff. So like, it's not the biggest deal, but it would be nice. It's not it's not a necessity, but it'd be a luxury to have. And then the last thing I want to talk about is, I forgot, I put it down before we went into this. Fire Fist Leopard. So Leopard is one of our, probably like the best first normal summon in the deck, assuming you have like either Tensu, Tenki, or Spirit in hand. So like a good chance to have it, like the 2-card combo. But it's a little weak. Leopard is a little weak, and the reason it's a little weak is that it has to tribute itself to activate its effects. So this card says on the main phase of the turn, it's normal special summon. You can tribute a Fire Fist monster to set a Fire Magic spell or trap straight from the deck. Pussies. Ooh, excuse me. So she essentially tributes itself for whatever Tensu Tenki you're missing, and then you go from there. But the problem here is just that Leopard kind of like just tributing. It's a 1 for 1, and what I think the deck wants is maybe a normal summon that could be a little more of a +1. You know what I mean? If Leopard literally said on normal summon, set a Fire Fist spell or trap directly from the deck, then maybe we're looking at something spicy. But because it doesn't say, it's not on normal summon, it has to tribute itself, it kind of hurts the legitimacy of it. I mean, it does combo with Spirit, so you like normal Spirit to get it back, but you're assuming 2-card combos and all that stuff. So maybe one more good normal summon that like legitimately can like get a little bit going by itself. That would be really cool to boot. So that's pretty much it. I mean, I think between the Eagle, which makes like you have to pay cost for nothing, the assumed Link monster, hopefully probably Link 3 or Link 4, that's going to steal monsters. That's decent monster removal in the extra deck. Even more monster removal in the extra deck. And kind of ignoring the ritual cards because we're assuming those are going to be terrible. This is just the kind of support, like 2 traps, one, and even the floodgate, the semi weakish floodgate could be a spell. So like two disruptive cards for your opponent, maybe a little bit better monster removal in the form of a spell, and or maybe a compulse trap would be cool. That would be really dope. And a better normal summon, like one more good normal summon out of the deck, like an actual start normal summon. You have a lot of great follow-up normal summons, but as far as like first off normal summons, a lot of these are like okay, they're not great. So I would like to have one more good normal summon to really solidify the core of your deck and make it really, really, truly consistent. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much all I got for what I want to see out of the new Fire Fist support. Definitely, I really want to hear your thoughts on this. Go ahead and leave down below what you think would be like the best kind of support for Fire Fist. Because it's been a while since I played this deck, so I really want to get back. I'm going to test with okay Fire Fist before I even get to test the new stuff, because we probably won't even find out about the new stuff for another month or two. But I'm really excited for this deck. If the support is solid, like we're hoping, and I think it has to be, because like the set is just Fire Fist, Gadget, and like Cyber support. That's like all that's in the set, or the mini booster, whatever you want to call it. So if they're not decent, the set will sell nothing. And I think that's like, I don't think Konami would allow that to happen. So I think we're going to get some redeeming cards here, but we'll see. I'm definitely going to keep you guys updated as we get news on that. But like I said, leave your comments down below on what you want to see support-wise for Fire Fist as we get these, I guess 9 unrevealed cards revealed. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you want to see more videos like this one talking about future support for other archetypes, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see what I can do about that, because I love talking about this. And yeah, so I love you. Thanks for watching. Peace.